Florida last Wednesday in the ACC-SEC Challenge.
Officials tonight, Roger Ayers, Bert Smith, and Courtney Green. Beaks control the opening tip. It is Boopy Miller, one of 4 players who averaged 16 plus for Wake Forest, the only team in the nation that can say that.
This Rutgers team last year did a really good job of shutting down Wake Forest. And what Rutgers does well defensively, it takes away what you like to do. Their preparation is one of the key things in their defensive success.
No Efton Reed in the starting lineup for Wake. For Rutgers, they don't have a single player who averages 12 a game. It's a balanced scoring effort as they turn it over. Andre Hyatt, the team's leading scorer. Gavin Griffiths, the freshman, makes his second start. Coach, they see Griffiths as someone who could potentially be a 15-point-per-game player as you look at the starting lineups for Wake. Reed will come off the bench. Zach Keller getting to start at center. Carr coming off a big game last time out against Florida with 22.
Yeah, one of the things that Rutgers really does is they scout you very well and try to take away a lot of the things you like to do in your set. And they do it with their full-court pressure.
That's a basket by Keller. Wake in its last game only got 7 points from players outside of the big 4 of Miller, Hildreth, Salas, and Carr. Hyatt on the drive, got tied up. We get a held ball call.
That's going to be tough against Wake because Wake really plays the gaps. You saw Hildreth right there, and that gap taking that away.
Griffiths 3, no good. Rebounded by Carr. Miller can push. Salas lines up a 3 and knocks it down.
That's what Wake likes to do. They like to get out. They like to run. They like their transition. They need their transition to really work well for them tonight. They don't want to get into a half-court fight with this Rutgers team.
Hyatt from the outside. And right now, for Steve Pikiell's Rutgers team, Coach, defense is ahead of the offense. The offense has been inconsistent through the early season.
Well, Pikiell's team, most of the time, the defense is a little bit ahead because that's what he lives off of so well. And he does a great job defensively in the preparation and the guys understanding their concepts.
You look at what Rutgers has done defensively this year, among the best in the country in several categories. Last year, it was the top defense in the Big Ten, and Wake has an offense that can score with anybody. Noah from UMass.
I don't understand why players don't understand what an out-of-bounds line is. That is happening, Anisha, a lot more this year than ever before.
A few years ago, when they moved the arc back, we saw it a lot in the corner.
Yeah, everybody's tried for the spacing so that they can get dribble penetration.
Hildreth, catch and release, too strong. And the rebound to Rutgers. Scarlet Knights struggled on the defensive glass last time out. Griffiths, the baseline drive, he turns it over. Here comes Wake the other way. Hildreth so good off the bounce, gets the 2.
It's going to be important for Wake Forest not to turn the basketball over. They don't want to do anything to throw fuel on the fire of this Wake Forest transition offense.
Fernandez no good, a rebound by Hildreth. He had 18 and 6 last time against Florida. Working on the freshman Griffiths, a good defense there by Gavin Griffiths.
Hildreth is that guy that does it.
Told me last week, Coach, he raises the ceiling for the entire season and for this entire team as Boopy Miller knocks it down.
Well, Coach Forrest is really excited about getting him and being a part of this ball club. What he adds, not just on the court, but off the court too with his leadership. You know, one of the things I would tell you, when you get smacked the year before, and Rutgers really did a great job defensively against this Wake Forest team, you remember that. And I'm sure coming into this game, Wake Forest has worked on some specific things to take advantage of their scoring opportunity.
Wake off to a sizzling start. Steve Pikiell wants it. no good from Austin Williams. Rutgers 8 possessions, 1 for 4 from the field with 4 turnovers. Miller's had the hot hand early. Reed tips it back.
Okay.
Rutgers has not been able to set up its press defensively. Fernandez contested shot. Reed with his first rebound as a Demon Deacon.
One of the things Wake Forest is doing in their secondary break, they're really trying to space the floor to give themselves some driving lanes and also be able to pass the ball inside.
You saw the pass there by Reed, who's also a terrific passer in the low post and high post. And that went off of the knee of Carr. It goes to Rutgers.
One of the things Rutgers did last year, they really worked hard to take Carr away and not allow him to have a lot of looks, because that young man is a very, very fine shooter. And he likes to set up some things where they can take advantage right away of a quick basket. It's almost like a special situation in football.
Instead of turnover, 3-on-2 for Rutgers. And Wake getting back in defensive transition. And a miss from the outside. Rebound corralled by the Scarlet Knights. And they almost turn it over.
That's one of the things Wake Forest is really going to have to do. They're going to have to hold their own on the glass. Because if they don't do that, Rutgers is going to be able to score in transition. They're going to be able to score offensive rebounding, and especially kicking out and trying to knock down a couple threes.
Here comes Williams, drive and dish, almost lost it. That's the one they call J-Mike, Jamichael Davis. Simpson, long three, and Coach, right now Rutgers just not getting good shots.
Well, they haven't. The ball has not touched the paint. It's very difficult to be consistent offensively if the ball does not get into the paint area.
To Reed and his first basket. Former Zags on his team. The free throw good. And as good as these guards have been, Miller, Hilbert, Salas. I know Carr's a stretch 4. Reed gives you that true 7-footer who can do so much from the low post.
And he keeps the defense honest. Because you can't load up on any one person, because you have to be able to guard him, because he can post you at any point in time. I really like the spacing this Wake Forest team is playing with right now. The spacing and the pace of the game.
Wake 6 of 9 from the field. Parker Fredrickson, 20 in gold as a freshman in the game. Hilbert found the drive. A nice floater. It's a 13-0 run for the Demon Deacons.
You don't do that very often against this Rutgers defense, I'm telling you, because they do a really good job of plugging the gaps and not giving you driving lanes.
Wolfhook for hoping late December, early January is the timetable.
I tell you what, that's going to be scary for the ACC, because he can flat out shoot it. And adding the pieces that they added with Salas coming over, who can really handle the ball. You see him initiating there. They're going to be awful tough offensively to be able to handle. And Steve Ford just does a tremendous job. Junior college coach, paid his dues. He's a basketball lifer. He's just a joy to be around.
Rebound tracked down by Palmquist, the Swede. This Simpson really came on to the end of last year for Rutgers. He was a freshman a season ago. Palmquist, the lefty from the corner.
That was a good shot by Palmquist, but again, the ball never touched the paint. That's an awful tough way to live, trying to be able to score without the ball getting in the paint, either on a drive or a pass.
First field goal in about 5.5 minutes for Rutgers as the teardrop falls for Hildreth. Again, staying on the perimeter, Griffiths contested, and the rebound of Fredrickson. Salas
He
through
does
the
a great job.
defense.
He does a great job of breaking down the deep. He's the best one-on-one player on that Wake Forest team. And whenever they need a basket, they run some action to get him on a clear out, or he can dribble drive it.
Everything staying on the perimeter for Rutgers as Palmquist knocks down a three. His third and fourth threes of the season coming in this sequence.
But Rutgers is not even really looking to go inside as of right now. They're just really being content with moving the ball on the perimeter. And I don't know if it's something that they saw in the scouting report that they feel like that's the best way to attack this Wake Forest team or what.
Salas freed up by the swing from VCN.
And that one will be a good one. South Carolina is undefeated, and Clemson is playing some of the best basketball in the ACC right now. Great win over
Clemson. This is a team that looks very connected, and obviously in P.J. Hall, they've got one of the best bigs in the ACC.
Wake has done a really good job defensively so far, recognizing some of the things Rutgers is trying to do. They've taken away a jump shooting team so far.
5 turnovers now for Rutgers to just 3 field goals. And offense has been a struggle at times for Rutgers this year. They have been winning games on the strength of their defense.
And coaches said, at least, that a lot of times they get frustrated when they don't score after. Like a little 2-3 action right now for Rutgers.
Keller back in there as Reed headed to the bench. Long three, Boofy Miller, no. And we're going to get a foul.
Push. That young man has a bright future though.
Hildreth off the catch and shoot.
Coach Forbes is noted for his out-of-bounds plays, getting a quick basket off those out-of-bounds sets.
Hyatt backing down Hildreth. Keller comes over to help. Wolford from the baseline. And I don't know where that was going.
Watch this. This is a set play. It's just a back screen right there. Hildreth comes off of it, gets the lob, and scores it. But, right now, offense, I think they've got to get the ball inside, either dribble drive or throwing into the low post.
And this is the Rutgers press. They like to pick up teams full court. They haven't shot it well early. They've turned it over, which makes it hard to set up a big component of their defense. Salas looking for help. Marion cannot connect. Hernandez the other way. The basket began his career at Wichita State, then UMass, where he was one of the top guards in the A-10, and now at Rutgers, Massachusetts native. Hyatt, leading scorer for Rutgers. Now they're playing through the post a little bit. Omori goes to that little hook. Offensive rebound. Palmquist too strong. Well, we get a tie-up, another held ball.
Which creates weak side offensive rebounding opportunities.
It's Wake who had the possession arrow. Miller using the Keller screen. Dips under, and he's got 8.
A lot of the coaches talk about, we talked about at the top, those 4 guys scoring a lot of points for Wake. I don't necessarily see anything bad with that. I think all 4 of those guys can score a lot of points no matter where they play because they're capable offensive players. And it just makes this Wake offense really, really difficult to guard, especially in transition.
Look at the speed of Boopy Miller.
This amount of time, and they just have not been as effective defensively today as they normally are.
Keller knocks down the open three, and that's, to your point, it's got to be on the scouting report.
He can knock down that shot.
And again, that's a Rutgers strength, is understanding scouting reports and taking away a lot of the things you like to do.
A well-traveled Austin Williams, who's on his 4th team. He gets the 2. Started at Marist, 2 years there, 3 seasons at Hartford. Did not play last year at FIU.
You know, Miller coming into this Wake Forest team has really, the team has really taken to him. He's been the quarterback and the leader. Although they've got other guys, Hildreth can play some points, but they've worked better than Miller's at the point.
Central Michigan transfer Boopy Miller led the Chippewas in scoring as a freshman, and this time he just rips it away and then gets tangled up. Wake Forest, building off that Florida win, has come out hot, shooting 60% from the field.
When you're great,
and it's a very difficult place to play, and I know they're really excited about this recruiting class at Rutgers.
Those guys are still a year away from joining right now. Rutgers looking to dent a 16-point deficit. There's Reed, left it short. Remember, Rutgers last time out got into a big hole against Illinois. Got close when halftime showed up, but could not quite complete the comeback. Illinois pulled away in the second half. Omori banging with Reed and gets the jump hook to go.
See, but, you know, you can't wait to the 6-minute mark to go to Omori. I mean, I just think that even if he doesn't shoot the basketball, he creates a tension defensively that you can get help and get other people open shots. And Wake just went right inside. I mean, it's just, you have to get the ball in the low post.
5 points now for Reed. His first game of the season. Fernandez, jab step, and nicely done. He knocks it down for Rutgers, his first field goal.
Wake is learning to play with Reed pretty easy. And he's also going to open up Carr. Yeah.
It's going to open up a lot for this offense, which is dangerous given what they've done without him offensively. Reed against Omori. Didn't really have much of an angle, and that's one of the best defensive post players in the Big Ten.
Without question, he was very much off balance on that shot.
High posting up. Reed came to help. Hernandez so quick off the bounce. He's got 4.
See, that's what I like, and that's the way Rutgers plays. You see Fernandez, I mean, he didn't settle for the jump shot. He got the ball in the paint. You make the defense collapse. You get a chance to go to the foul line. That's the type of pressure you have to put on people defensively, especially on the road.
Hildreth over to Miller. Weak side rebound by Carr, and he gets tied up.
In Charleston, and he really played well there.
And they've asked him, especially early without Reed, to play the 5 quite a bit. He's really a stretch 4 by trade, but shows he can bang down low.
I tell you, with he and Reed, they're going to have 2 formidable post guys that are going to be difficult to guard. Because both of them can step away. Both of them now playing pretty physical in the paint.
Little heat check from Fernandez. Rutgers have made 4 straight. Omori, and that's going to be a travel.
Watch Carr right there. See the physicality? You know, he creates the space. Yeah.
Coach, they're letting them play. It's like the old Big East.
I wouldn't go that far back now. But that was I coached in that old Big East. Now that was a different animal. But they are allowing them to play. And the only thing coaches ask for is consistency. and has let Rutgers know that they're not going to shut them down like they did last year. I'm telling you, when you take a loss like that, that sits with you for a while. Players don't forget, coaches don't forget, and this Wake Forest team has come out and played with a lot of purpose.
And Coach, you would have to think, if you saw the video that Wake Forest posted, it was an emotional moment when Efton Reed was granted his eligibility for the NCAA. There's got to be a domino effect on that for the other guys on the roster.
Oh, without question, because he practices with them, and they see what he can do day to day, and they know he adds a certain, not just, and again, the coaches constantly say, it's not just his basketball, it's his leadership, it's the understanding of the game, it's being a good teammate, and those things just make this Wake Forest team better.
Miller from the baseline had his shot blocked. Rutgers.
Steve Forbes has done a great job, and so it meant a lot to them for as much work as he put in to be able to play.
Nice play there by Carr. Another terrific inbound play call by Steve Forbes to beat the shot clock. Hyatt hits another three. He's got 9, all 3 of his field goals from deep.
You know, he's a streaky shooter. And when he gets hot, it really changes the dynamic of this Rutgers offense. And this is a very important time for Wake Forest because they played a really good first half. They really want to go into halftime with a working margin and not let Rutgers crawl back in this thing too close.
Salas on the drive, tied up, and he's going to draw the foul. It's on Simpson, who's first.
He heads to the bench. Has not scored yet. Entry pass to Reed against Omori, who had 8 blocks last time out. College football playoff, all things ACC right here on ACC. And Taylor's a Florida State alum, so I'm sure she's got a lot to say these days. Here's Fernandez. He's made some nice plays at the controls for Rutgers. Hyatt's got 9 to lead the Scarlet Knights. Driving baseline, throws it up. Give him 11 to lead all scorers.
Hyatt has really had a hot hand, but he's been very aggressive whenever he's gotten the basketball. He's looked to penetrate and try to create scoring opportunities.
Rutgers within 10. Wake's largest lead was 18. Drive and kick. Hildreth gets space. Left it short. Offensive rebound. Reed. No good. It's knocked out of bounds. Last touch, Rutgers.
Coming into the game has made Wake Forest much more physical as a basketball team.
Boopy Miller follows his miss and turns it over. Hyatt up ahead. No good by Davis. Woolfolk in. Rutgers has made 4 of its last 5 field goals. They're on an 18-8 run. Wake led by as many as 18 and a half. Hildreth using the Reed screen. He can knock that down. Not this time. Rebound Woolfolk. Fernandez got that great first step. Woolfolk over Reed. Baseline J is good. And it's a 2-possession game with 30 seconds to go in the half.
Woolfolk has really stepped up, both rebounding the basketball and creating some low post presence. And that is to help to change the flow of this basketball game.
Hildreth off the bounce, kicks to Reed. That doesn't go. Marion the follow, and it belongs to Wake. 3.5 seconds to go on the game clock.
Goal this first half.
Final ticks. Reed's gonna have to put it up. He does, and it doesn't go.
It helps with his demeanor holding his teammates accountable. And he's got some scoring prowess as well. He did not start the game, but he begins the second half on the floor for Wake.
Well, look for Rutgers to try to attack like they did at the end of the first half.
Griffiths, the freshman, with the three, and the rebound corralled by Reed. Corner three by Salas. No, Reed was looking for the putback. Instead, out of bounds.
You know, it's interesting now. Wake is learning to play with two legitimate big guys. And that's no disrespect to the other guys that were playing there. But, you know, Reed just gives a different dimension, both with his physicality and his size. So, you know, with
Shot clock winding down. Hildreth contested. Too strong. Tipped out. Here's Miller on the drive. And it rolls in. He's got 10.
Rutgers doesn't give up a lot of offensive rebounds.
Omori took position down low and puts it in over Carr.
It's almost been like Omori, they haven't really found him in this game. They haven't figured out how to utilize him in this game like they do a lot of times in their other games. They haven't really hit him in a lot of pick and rolls. They haven't really tried to throw it to him in the low post.
Reed for three. That's the one thing that hasn't worked for him. He's 0 for 3 from deep. Simpson with the 2 fouls in that first half with a nice move to the 10. And Rutgers down by as many as 18 at one point. Now within 4. First basket for Simpson. Salas, the team's leading scorer, 19 a game. Driving on the true sophomore Simpson. Off balance, and that's what makes him such a tough player to guard.
He really is, but Rutgers has done a pretty good job of shutting him down. And when you're one of the leading defensive teams in this country, you have the ability to take certain things away. And they've taken Salas away.
Hyatt gets bailed out by the foul. Tonight he's busted out of the shooting slump. He's got 12 on the night, 4 of 5 from the field. He was just 5 of 22 last 2 games. He's 3 of 4 from deep and had come in hitting just 3 of his last 14 from downtown.
You know, this game is really, I think, important to Wake Forest, because this would be a quality win against a quality opponent, a team that probably will be in postseason play, and it will not only help Wake Forest, it will help the league.
Reed missed the lefty hook, now sets the screen for Salas. Salas off balance. Reed may have gotten his way. Here comes Simpson. Rutgers can make it a 1-possession game. Simpson from the elbow. 41-38.
And he has really gotten hot. They have tremendous hopes for this young man. When him coming in, they think he can be one of the most prolific scorers that they've had there at Rutgers in a while, and he's really stepped up tonight.
Hoopy Miller able to draw the foul. He came back for his 4th year at Rutgers, was to graduate with a degree.
And I wish you hear more of that, because that's an important part of college.
He's a Dean's List student, majoring in information technologies. Closing in on 1,000 career points with Rutgers. 3rd in the country in blocks this season. Hyatt's got a dozen through the traffic. And it... We get another held ball off the free throw miss. It's going to go to Wake, but Rutgers, 18-point game.
And now they can get their defense up, and they become a lot more aggressive when they go to their full-court defense.
Simpson went flying, no call.
Patrick reached in. Reed is a terrific passer.
One of the things Rutgers does defensively, they take away your threes. They really do a good job taking away those looks.
Here's the drive and dish that closed quickly on Hildreth. Miller has it open three. Offensive rebound to Reed, fresh 20. Excellent ball movement. Sides from the outside.
It always happens whenever you have an offensive rebound. It always seems that's the easiest way to knock down a three. You get the defense in transition in a scramble mode.
Simpson, no, tipped up, batted out to Davis. Rutgers really struggled rebounding the ball against Illinois last time out. Minus 28 on the glass. The Scarlet Knights in that game had 18 defensive rebounds. Illinois today just 5 of 19 from 3. Hit a couple of threes early, not much since.
Rutgers with the press. It's forcing Wake to operate. You see where they are? They're out around half court. They're extending them offensively.
Down low, Reed finishes with 2 hands.
And that's the dimensions for Reed that he brings to this Wake team, because you can isolate him one-on-one and he can finish plays.
That's also the danger of pressing out and giving this offense space. Palmquist over Carr, knocked out of bounds by Wolf. You're going to press out on these shooters, respect these guards, and you're going to let big number 4 work one-on-one with room down low. It's a dangerous gambit.
Well, it is for the opponents, and one that Coach is really looking forward to, because this Wake team is really efficient offensively when they can get that low post scoring like that. We haven't talked about Carr being able to pop up to the foul line and knock down threes there.
That's a long 2 from Salas. And
I love when players are giving officials clinics on defense.
You never did that as a coach?
They never listen to me. They never listen. They just sit there and go to them.
Keller, another offensive rebound.
They really like to not give you threes, and they really like not to put you on the foul line.
Fredrickson catch and release. The freshman is one of Steve Forbes says is one of the best shooters he's ever signed. Eight unanswered by Wake. Fernandez blocked from behind.
To attack the defense.
Fredrickson knocks down the 3 at one end. Coming over the top on the other. O'Malley, too strong. Rutgers has gone more than 3 minutes since its last basket. Wake gives it right back. Davis to Fernandez through the contact. Off the front with Carolina, a couple of unbeaten teams, and obviously big-time Palmetto State rivals.
Well, it is, and that game means an awful lot there in the state, recruiting-wise, and just pride. So it's going to be a really exciting game. Clemson is really playing well. The win over Pitt, I was really impressed, because that's a really good Pittsburgh basketball team.
Hildreth with 3, the rainbow. No pot of gold. Marion a rebound. Wake right now controlling the offensive glass. Salas from the outside, in and out. Rebound snatched by O'Malley. Fernandez machetes through the defense, and he's got 2 turning in what was a relative weakness in rebounding to now at worst neutral, possibly a strength.
Well, yeah, again, he's making them a physical team because of his physicality, everybody else is stepping up.
He gets more and more comfortable with his new teammates.
And when you look at the landscape of the ACC, and specifically the big men in the league this year, what sort of impact can Efton Reed have?
Huge, because of his physicality and because of his versatility. You know, he can play inside, he can play outside, he moves his feet real well. And Rutgers is knocking down another three right there. If Rutgers can shoot threes like that, they'll get back in this basketball game. They need their guards to step up and that's where you can make some hay shooting the three. You've got to get some penetration. You have to attack the basket, collapse the defense, then move the basketball.
Hernandez, after hitting the three, just picked up his second foul. The game of runs, and now it's Rutgers on a 7-0 run. Hernandez has 11 points. Ian Hyatt has led the way, and now that's 2 more, give him 13. And this is the closest Rutgers has been since very early on.
Hernandez loves to score the basketball. It's nice to watch guys that like to score and can score.
He plays with fearlessness. Rutgers got a first-hand glimpse of that a few years ago at UMass at a game-winning 3 against Rutgers.
Be able to do that and also get Carr his shots, because he's really been a factor throughout the course of the season. So, you know, as a point guard, he's got to recognize the weapons that he's got in his toolbox, and he's got to be able to disperse the basketball to make him effective.
What's the adjustment you have to make as a coach? Because now you're also coaching a different version of your team.
Well, I think a lot of it is done in film work. I think a lot of it is done in just how you game plan and take advantage of matchups, which has become even more important as the season goes on.
Now, the good news for Wake is Reed, while he was waiting for that NCAA waiver, was able to practice with the team. Marion against Griffiths, freshman on freshman, and he lost his pivot foot. When you can't swim,
you don't want to go too deep.
Stay in the shallow end. Hernandez gets free, launches. That would have tied it.
Rutgers very rarely gives up easy baskets. They do a good job of getting.
Forbes Stephen Deacons looking to string back-to-back quality non-conference wins. Beat Florida last Wednesday. Up 5 now on Rutgers. Scarlet Knights. Their 2 losses this year to Princeton and Illinois. They have a win against Georgetown. This is a game where the result impacts not just both teams, but both conferences late in the season. Williams on the drive, another rebound by Reed. Almost had it taken away. 10 rebounds for Efton Reed. Miller through Jersey traffic.
They're going to have to lock in and be able to make some stops. So this Rutgers team is going to be very aggressive. I expect them to be driving the basketball a lot more as we go down.
And that represents for Wake a growth opportunity. We know they can win with offense. And there's Reed showing off the defense, the block at the rim. Salas off the bounce, drops it off for Reed. One more, comes back to Miller, the 3.
It's great spacing on the floor. The ball never stopped.
2 points away from a double-double in his Deeks debut. Wake in the midst of an 8-0 run after Rutgers got within 2.
Look for Rutgers to try to space the floor and dribble driving.
Williams, he gets tied up down low. Triple, and that's the help defense from an Efton Reed. 7:41 to go.
You know, you mentioned it earlier. It's kind of been inconsistent. It comes and goes, the offense, in waves. And they haven't really been able to get over that hump and pull to even.
Well, they have not. You know, they've gotten back. But
defensively, I think this is where Rutgers has to step up and really make their stand.
Down low to Reed. The double doesn't come. The tip in by...
I like the chemistry. I like the way that they share the basketball. And, you know, they're going to be a tough out now.
You got basically the balance of December to get comfortable playing live games with Efton Reed. And then conference play gets going really in earnest December 30th with Virginia Tech. Reed's defense on Omori has been stellar as well. Omori has just 4 points tonight. He's got to give it up. Hyatt contested 3. Front rim. Battle for the board. Williams blocked. B.P. Miller accelerates the other way. Miller to the basket. Count it plus the foul.
Big time. The Rutgers just doesn't give up easy baskets like that. You know, I talked to a lot of coaches about their program, and that's the one thing they said. They just don't give up easy baskets, and it's a lot of it has to do with this Wake Forest team.
It was 50-48 at one point. Wake with a 14-0 blitz. Hyatt's 3, forced that one. Comes to Miller. Ahead to Hildreth, blocked at the rim. Hyatt has 13, only 2 in the second half. Lob for Omori, deflected. Miller's hands are everywhere.
I like the way this Wake Forest team can change defenses, and now, you know, Salas goes to the point. He's
a team go from a finesse team to one that can play now both with finesse and with physicality.
Without question. I mean, they can disco, but they can also play a little jazz. So I mean, they are really versatile. And the thing is, I mean, you can tell this team likes playing together. The way they share the basketball, they're very unselfish.
Miller, a little teardrop. As a coach, what are the signs you look for when you want to see unselfishness from your team?
Sharing the basketball. That's first and foremost. Giving the ball up to a guy with an easier shot. Congratulating your teammate. I mean,
this is a team that really is in its best stretch in almost 40 years. They've been to the NCAA tournament 2 of the last 3 seasons. 500 or better in a rugged Big Ten in 4 straight seasons. They've had 4 straight winning seasons, something they haven't done in about 30 years. Hildreth on the drive gets blocked. And coach, oh, by the way, you might as well get your licks on Rutgers right now, because as of now, 2 of the top 3 recruits in the country are committed to the Scarlet Knights.
Their program is in really, really good shape. And that gentleman right there is one of the outstanding coaches in the business, and he just does a great job, not just in developing his team, but also developing young men.
He played his college ball, Steve Peichel did, at UConn. And his first year with the Huskies was Jim Calhoun's first year at UConn.
Now, I can tell you he's got some stories. Anybody that plays for Coach Calhoun, he is one of the finest coaches, but he does not hide his feelings on a lot of things. So that leaves you with a lot of stories.
All right, so now you got to give us your best Calhoun story.
Well, I got to tell you, when I was at Miami, our football team had just won the national championship, and they were introducing them at halftime, and it took a little longer than what Coach Calhoun wanted, and he was about to tell his team to go in there and interrupt their celebration. And I said, Jim, I'm not so sure that's for this Wake Forest team today.
We have seen Steve Forbes inject life back into this program as Griffiths misses. They're trying to get back to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2017. That was not fast shaming.
Environment there. Chris Paul loved the environment there, you know, and they've had a lot of, you know, really outstanding players that have gone to Wake, and it's a family type of environment, and Coach Forbes
fits that and has created this team and that kind of image where they're talented, but they're family oriented. They play well together. They do the little things. They care about each other, and he's just done a fantastic job there at Wake.
He has come in 19 wins last year, 25 wins 2 seasons ago. They've won 23 conference games the last couple of years. And that's going to be out of bounds on Miller. Good defense there by Jermichael Davis.
Yeah, and again, we talk about this Rutgers team. They got a lot of young, and but the pieces that they have is really good enough to play. Have an opportunity to play, in the postseason, and this will be a learning experience for them, and because they played against an awfully good basketball team tonight.
Davis gets the basket. They did get Kobe Miller with a foul earlier. And Davis now have to reset. We're at that point in the game, right?
Yeah, but referees always want guys to be friends, man. You can't compete against somebody for 40 minutes and then want to be their friend. I mean, you can't. You got to watch what you say. You got to have sportsmanship. But to get guys to try to be friends after you played against them for 40 minutes is a very difficult job. And these officials are really fine officials that we have.
Good prove that with Rob Miller and Bill Smith and Courtney Green. Well, Rutgers team that came in giving up less than 60 a game. And giving up 71 now to Wake Forest. And Efton Reed, in his Wake Forest debut, offers a double-double. 10 points, 12 rebounds. And maybe more than anything, his defense on Omori was outstanding. Omori has not been a factor tonight.
He is not, and the physicality that he brought. And the other thing, I like the way it's affected Carr. I mean, Carr has not been hunting threes. He's been in the post area. He's been offensive rebounding. He's been posting up. And so it's really changed his game. It's going to be interesting to see down the line how Carr's maturity and
in second chance points.
And the other thing is, I mean, defensively, I think that this Wake Forest team has stepped up and played pretty well. There's no question the game last year has been on their minds. It eats at you because Rutgers really dismantled them and took them out of everything that they wanted to run, and they were determined, you can see at the beginning of the game, to come in and execute offensively.
Wake in this game never trailed. Antonio Scholl from the outside. He's a terrific shooter. Only his second 3 of the season, but his reputation is as a sharpshooter. Redshirt freshman from Buffalo.
has continued to today is just amazing.
Now take whatever benchmark you want over the last 25, 30 years plus, and no one's got more titles than UConn. When you drive up there, you're going through cow pastures. Just to give you an idea of how hard it would be to recruit to a place like that. And he not only got good talent, he got great talent.
And the loyalty that he created by all those that played for him, were on his staff, and everything is just amazing. And his Hall of Fame induction, I mean, it was full of Connecticut people.
Chol from the corner. You think of that first title in '99 with Khalid El-Amin and Dick Voskuhl, Rip Hamilton, knocking off Duke in one of the better championship games we've seen. Trajan Langdon fell down.
This is a really good win for Wake, and Coach Forbes has to feel really good.
Kobe Miller, that might have been 2. There's a 3. He's got 23, his 4th three-pointer. 2 points off the career high. And Wake Forest with an impressive effort at home tonight. They're tough to beat on this floor. The Demon Deacons with a 16th consecutive home win 24th straight non-conference home win. And coach, in the last 40 games.
Chol launches, Call the rebound, and that'll do it.